everyone! So today I'm going to be doing basically what's called a makeup tour, and what that includes is all of my makeup applicators, brushes, shadows, you name it. I'm going to show it to you all, and I'm also going to show you how I store them. And so it may be via a pouch, a jar, or just maybe the palette by itself if it's big enough. So now let's get started with what my makeup tour is. So to begin with, for those of you who saw my thrifting haul with Sarah Hawkinson, I purchased a Mary Kay, basically like a travel makeup case, and it was like $3, and it was a great buy, really great find. I'm trying to open it up here and show you guys. It looks like this. It's this big black long carrying case, and on this side, which you can't see it now, but are these Velcro squares. And basically what attaches to those are little makeup bags, but I have detached them so I can really go in depth with you guys about what's in each pouch. And then next I'll show you guys all of my larger eyeshadow palettes. So basically ranging from the Urban Decay Naked palette to the Beauty Trends, and then do a couple other palettes that I have. And then lastly I'll do brushes, and included in that I will show you all the My Glam bag brushes that came in, I believe, 2 different months worth of My Glam bags. So now let's get started. So to begin with, I have my pouches categorized here. This is what they look like. They're just really clear, basic. They have a zipper front, and then they have the Velcro on the back so they can attach to the Mary Kay fold-out traveling bag. And so basically I have them categorized by the different foundations and blushes, to the eyeshadows, eyeliners, mascaras, kind of just to lip glosses and false eyelashes, and then lastly are some smaller eyeshadow palettes, so just smaller versions that are able to fit in pouches. So let's begin with the foundations. My most worn foundation is a L'Oreal Paris True Match Super Blendable Powder, which looks like this. As you can see, it's already kind of reaching to the pan there. And then I also have some different blushes here. I'll pull those out. I have a NARS in Orgasm, and it also comes with a bronzer. It's a dual, I can't think of the name, it's a dual compact, sorry about that. And it's got Orgasm, and then it's got this really nice bronzer. It also comes with the mirror as well. So that's another one of my favorites. Then I have a MAC Happy Together Mineralizing Blush, which looks like this. And then I also have a MAC Melba blush, which looks like this. I'm saying a lot today, I've noticed. And lastly, my other favorite blush, which I got for my birthday, was Coralista, and it looks like this. I am a big blush fan. I tend to put on a really generous amount, maybe more so than most people. I'm not sure what it is about blush in general. I love the color tones and the shades on my skin. Because I am very fair-skinned, it works really, really great for me. So those were all of my blushes and my foundations. Next in this first pouch is also my MAC concealer, and it's the Studio Finish Concealer in NC20, and it looks like this. And that's basically what I apply to the under eye, and also kind of a little bit in the T-zone as well. It kind of just really elaborates on my eyes, opens them up, especially in the morning because I have to go to work really early. It really gives me that finish that I'm looking for, so I don't look so tired and have bags under my eyes and things like that. So that was in the first pouch. So now moving on to the eyeshadows and mascaras and eyeliners. I have a lot of these, so I may skip over a few of them just because there are so many to go through. But just kind of briefing over, my first one is this Urban Decay Good for One Fair, and it's Midnight Cowgirl, which looks like this. It's a really great highlighter, and it's really sparkly, so if you really like that, it works great. It's a good evening shadow for sure. Next is my Benefit Skinny Jeans eyeshadow. And then I also have a Benefit eyeshadow in Strut, which looks like this. And then I have a Benefits birthday suit. I do have a lot of the Benefit cream shadows just because they really work for me. They're easy to apply, they last for a long time, and they're just an overall good shadow. Next I have MAC's All That Glitters. Great brown color for blue eyes. Brown shadows always amplify and really make blue eyes pop really well. I would highly recommend getting or investing in a brown shadow just because it really just makes your eyes pop, and it's been told that those people who have blue eyes, the brown shadows really look nice for their eye color. And then this is my next MAC, and it's in Woodwinked. And then I have a Revlon Satin in Shimmering Sienna, which I actually haven't opened yet, but it looks like this. And then in one of my Birchboxes, probably about 4 months ago, I want to say, it's the Shady Lady, the Balm. It's in this gorgeous brown. It's got a great shimmer to it. And then next I have a lot of different eyeliners. Trying to find them all here because they're just all over. So the first one is just a basic shadow liner, and it's waterproof, and it's almost in this like grayish taupe color, and it looks like this. Next is this Liquid e.l.f. liner that's in gold, which looks like this. And then I have a silver in e.l.f., which came with the gold shimmer. And then I have an Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in Ransom. Let's see here. And then I also have a Perfect Points Plus eyeliner, and it's by CoverGirl. And what I like about this specific eyeliner is it gives you the smudging tool on the other end, so after you apply the eyeliner to the lid, whether it be the top or the bottom, they give you the smudging tool so you can go in and smudge it up, make it look like, you know, maybe a rougher edge to it, and allowing you to have the ultimate smoky eye that you want. And then I also have the Exact Eyelights by CoverGirl. It's a brightening liner, so basically it allows you to, you know, put an emphasis on the eyes. I believe it's in a blue. Yes, it is in a blue. So that's what it looks like. And then I swatched it as well, so you guys can kind of see. My lighting is not the greatest, so you may not be able to completely tell, but it is almost like a midnight blue. And then let's see here. I also have 2 different types of mascaras. And I also have an Urban Decay's Eyeshadow Primer Potion. This is a great investment. However, it is the sample size, so I would invest in maybe a larger one eventually. But basically what the eyeshadow Urban Decay Primer Potion does is it really allows the eyeshadow to stay on for longer amounts of time, because throughout the day, having your eyes open, the crease tends to wear where you apply the eyeshadow. And so based off of what I've seen and examples of what I've seen, the Urban Decay Primer Potion allows the wear and tear to still happen. Not the tear, of course, but allows the wear throughout the day to happen, but not ruin your eyeshadow that you've applied. And then next I have 2 different mascaras. One is by CoverGirl, and it's Lash Blast Luxe, and it looks like this. And the next is by Maybelline, and it's the Falsies Volume Express, which looks like this. I tend to rotate between the 2. I don't personally notice much of a difference between the 2. I guess it's just nice to kind of have multiple mascaras going at once, in my personal opinion, just because you want to be able to have that variety going. Although the one difference between these 2, now that I think about it, is the color. One is more of a darker black, whereas the other is more of a brown. So I would recommend having, you know, a variety of mascaras to choose from. And then now moving on to my third pouch, which basically is just lipsticks and lip glosses. I do have quite a bit, and I'm sure most of you out there do as well. I'm just going to go over a few of them because there are so many of them, and I'm sure you guys have seen a lot of them in my previous videos or my Birchboxes, because I've actually received a lot of them through Birchbox or My Glam. But just going over a few, My first one is by Beauty Trends, and it's Shimmery Lip Gloss. It's almost like in this peachy rose looking color. And then next, I have this. I believe it's my Lancome. I'm not 100% though. Is my Lancome's lipstick. And it has SPF 15 in it. It's this really rich looking color. It's a great fall color, also a great color to wear, you know, a night out on the town. And then I also have, and this one I actually bought at, I believe it was Bath and Body Works, and it's Mentha Limp Tint, 100% natural mint, and it looks like this. It gives your lips this really nice glossy finish. However, it leaves them feeling very minty, so it's kind of like a cooling effect on your lips. The next is MAC's lip gloss, and I believe this was the Villa collection, all the villains, and it looks like this. And then I also have another Lancome Rouge in Love, which looks like this. This is a great lipstick. It looks really nice on, and it's really similar to that other lipstick that I just showed you guys. And then last but certainly not least is a Coach lip gloss that I actually received in a gift set with the Coach Poppy perfume. And it's a really pretty, almost like a peachy rose, similar to the other lip gloss I showed you, the Beauty Trends Shimmer. Real similar in colors here. And that's what they look like. And then also in this bag I have my eyelashes. I have Fashion Lashes here. I have a whole bunch of different ones. I have Red Cherry, which are the human hair eyelashes. And then I have the one that I received in my Mite Glam bag, which looks like this. So that was in the third pouch. And then finally moving on to the fourth pouch are my smaller eyeshadow palettes that I have. The first is this really gorgeous palette of 4, and these are all shimmer shadows, and I believe it's pronounced Sedona Lace. And then next I have a Clinique palette, which looks like this. And then I also have a Wet n Wild eyeshadow, which this is almost, I believe it's called Greed, and I've actually shown this. It was one of my clearance sales that I found. And then I have my Revlon shadow as well, which looks like this. I really like all of my eyeshadows. I do have quite a bit, but you can never have too many, and as they start to get older, you always want to, you know, throw them out. I always work with the eyeshadows that I've had the longest, and then I move forward with that. Just because eventually they do, I've been told that it's better to throw them out once they get to a certain point. And so I would recommend, you know, the eyeshadows that you've had longer, maybe start thinking about disposing of them eventually, and then moving forward with some of your newer shadows. And then I have my Lorac palette, which I've had for now a while. As you can see, there is some wearing in the shadows there. And then I have another Clinique palette. This has 2 shadows, and it also has a blush. Looks like this. And then last but certainly not least is my Urban Decay palette. And this is what these shadows look like. And what's great about this Urban Decay palette and my Naked Urban Decay palette is a lot of the shadows overlap. So it's really nice to have kind of double of some shadows. So now I'm going to move on to the bigger eyeshadow palettes, the ones that can't fit in my little Mary Kay pouches. So the first is my Naked Urban Decay palette, which a lot of you are familiar with. I've shown this palette in some of my favorites, my monthly favorites videos, and I've also shown it just to kind of do a review on it. Next is my Beauty Trends palette, which this is a really great palette because it actually has other makeup included in it, if I can get it open. So when you open it up, the first thing you see are all the shadows, and then when you slide this open, it gives you the option to apply any of the blushes and cover-ups that they have, and it actually comes with little applicators as well. So that was my Beauty Trends palette. So next is my Everyday Eye e.l.f. palette, and it was $5. I remember showing this to you guys because I was so excited to find palettes that were inexpensive but also of a good quality, because e.l.f. is now kind of revamping a lot of their products. It is a great palette to invest in. I actually found this one at Target, and I believe they still have some more, but this was on a Christmas special. And so the front looks like this, and then you open it up, and I actually chose the Everyday Eye edition. And what's great about this palette is it gives you the option to follow this breakdown right here, where it kind of tells you step by step how to apply the different shadows and to where. And then next I have my 88 Warm Coastal Scents palette. And this is what that one looks like. Now for Coastal Scents, for those of you who aren't familiar with it, I can post their link, their website down below in the description box. It's an online makeup store, and what's really great about them is when you purchase something from Coastal Scents, they actually will send you a sample size of a different eyeshadow. So it's really fun to get to kind of order what you originally had, ordered, but then also get a sample to try out as well. And last but certainly not least, along with the e.l.f. $5 palette, I also purchased this Eyes, Lips, and Face e.l.f. I'm trying to open it here. Eyeshadow palette. It's a larger one. Let's see here. And it looks like this. And this one I believe was $10. So it really shows you the variety that e.l.f. has in their products, and for really inexpensive prices. So definitely, if you have the opportunity, go ahead and check out their website. I can also post e.l.f.'s website down below. Or if you're near, your local Target, I would also, feel free to check those out, because e.l.f. is always having great sales, and they're really inexpensive, but they're also of very good quality. So now, last but certainly not least, are all of my makeup brushes. Totally not trying to ramble, but I really want to get through all of these because I've had a lot of requests for my makeup tour and to show you all what I have. So first I'm going to go over the My Glam brushes that I've received in the My Monthly Glam bags. The first is basically the equivalent of an eyeliner brush, and it looks like this. Next is basically the equivalent of a crease eye, although you could use the same brush as an all-over brush, but I use it mostly in my crease where I apply the darker shadows. And last but certainly not least is the all-over eye. But you could also use the same brush for a highlighter as well. So those have been the 3 brushes that I've accumulated thus far from the My Glam, monthly My Glam bags. However, I did also receive, with 2 of the brushes, a brush kind of carrying case in pink, but I'm not sure where I placed it, but I can always show you guys that if you still want to see it. And now for my brushes, the way I display them is it's pretty basic, it's nothing special. It's in this glass jar here that I purchased from Michaels, and then I just put some filler at the bottom to kind of hold them up. I actually would go ahead and put more filler than I have, but it holds the brushes up, it keeps them, from getting bent and, worn down. And I've actually accumulated a Kirkland brush set and also a Sigma brush set. So I'm just going to go over a few of them with you. A lot of them you guys have seen before, I'm sure. But I have the finishing brush, which looks like this. And then I also have the cheek brush, which looks like this. And then we have the powder brush, pretty basic. I usually actually use this brush for most of my blush applicating. And then I also have my foundation concealer brush. And then one more from Kirkland I'll show you guys is the angled eye brush. And I'm sure you guys can tell why it's called that. Now just kind of moving on to some Sigma brushes that I have. I have the large powder, which is an F30 Sigma brush. It looks like this. And then I have the Duo Fiber F50 Sigma brush. And this is actually really similar to a finishing brush. And then I have the concealer. and also the foundation brush. But this is actually a brush by Sephora, so excuse me for saying that it was a Sigma brush. And then just a couple more here. I have an eye shading brush by Sigma. And last but not certainly least is a foundation brush by Sigma as well. So I personally would recommend whatever type of brushes that you use. I don't have a favorite as far as brands go, so I'm not a big, spender with brushes. However, Sigma does have a great line of brushes, and if you guys are near a Costco, the Kirkland brands are becoming more and more popular. They are a good quality brand, both of makeup and of brushes. But I mean, if you're at your local drugstore and you find a brush that works for you, I say go for it. I mean, you don't have to find a specific line of brushes in order to have your makeup look its best. But my recommendation is about once a week would clean your brushes just to get rid of any bacteria or any dirt that may be accumulating in your brushes. And a really easy way to do that is just fill a little cup of warm water, about that much water in each cup, with a little bit of soap, kind of swish it around and then dab it on the paper towel or on the actual cloth towel that you have. And then I would change out the water per each brush just because the water may get pretty dirty. So with that being said, guys, that was my complete makeup tour. If you have any questions, please go ahead and post them down below. I will link the Coastal Scents and the e.l.f. website in the description box for those of you who are interested in checking those out. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys, have any suggestions for me, go ahead and post those down below as well. And I will be posting more videos soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye!